Hello.
Hello?
Hello. What's up, bro?
Hey, it's the What's Up Bro podcast. We talk movies, sports, TV shows, pop culture, and it's funny, mother. With Nery Saenz. I'm like, what? How can this... They have Photoshop. Photoshop exists when this artist rendition was done. How the fuck is this not cooler looking than a sketch that looks like it was done by a hillbilly off the side of the road? What the fuck are we talking? Why is this a thing?
Welcome to the party, pal.
Steph, anie Meyer-Senior.
Yeah, I don't have to look cute for you.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Yeah!
And Mike Mercadal.
I'm just glad I like vanilla, boring sex like this. I'm glad that the sex I enjoy won't get me killed.
That's how winning is done.
Hey, I'm Dave Chappelle, and this is What's Up, Bro.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the What's Up Bro podcast, live from cell phones, technology,
And computers. I'm on my laptop.
Oh, look at you being all fancy. Hey, everybody. My name is Mike Mercadal. With me, as always, is
Nery Saenz.
Nery Saenz. Look at we're earlier today than we normally are. I think. What time is it where you are? What time is it in Miami? What time? It's like
So
4 o'clock
right
here.
now it's 11 p.m., 11:15 p.m.
Middle of the ocean.
We're in the middle of the ocean. And Miami would be 4 hours behind me. So that's 10? I don't know.
It's 10,
11 minus 4?
know.
I'm really bad.
Yeah,
We should be able to do basic math.
We should be. I don't know. It's been what a year this week has been.
5:14. It's 5:14 in Miami. There we go. It's 5:14 in
great.
Miami. Okay.
Thank you, everybody watching. Thank you, everybody for who is watching this in the future. Welcome to the past. You can join us.
I'm technically in the future right now.
The science of the time zones. I mean, how amazing, incredible. What was I going to say? Oh, you can. We don't have the normal graphic up there, but this is episode 404 of the What's Up Bro podcast. I guess it's fitting because in internet code, like a 404 error is when something can't be found, like the website can't be found. So I guess it's fitting.
It's what Leslie Knope had when she was sick.
Yeah,
She had
internet connectivity problems.
She had a connectivity issues.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
If you're in the comments, hello, welcome. If you're watching, we're live, and you can follow us on all social media platforms at WuBro Pod, and we are streaming live on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. And you can comment, and we will see it, and we can talk.
Wait, have you been able to hear me before?
Huh?
Have you been able to hear me?
Hear you when?
Like this whole time talking?
No.
Okay.
What do you mean?
No, like while I said my name and the whole time zone thing, I feel because I just looked at my microphone was muted, but you were responding to everything I was saying. So I was like, wait, is it?
So look, the technology eludes us. I think you're using the StreamYard setting is probably set incorrectly. I think. Because you might be using some room mic or whatever, because all I hear is like fumbling of the desk noises. Look, classic podcasting shit, which according to all the news outlets, we gotta encourage more podcasting, because apparently we can change the course of the world through podcasts. Are you diagnosing a problem?
Yeah. Well, I'm looking to see which microphone I could use. Yeah. What about that? Is that different?
No, nothing changed. But you sound fine. I don't think you sound bad. I think you sound fine.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'll take your word for it.
You sound fine. You sound fine to me. My computer is currently in a bunch of pieces.
Why? What's going on with your computer?
Tech upgrades, baby. I got a new Mac. I did all the upgrading of technology.
Did you get the pink one?
I wish I get the Mac Mini, which is the best choice for me, and that is I wish they came in pink. I want some of that rose gold, baby.
I just saw an unboxing video of an iMac in pink, and it looked stunning. I was like, oh, that looks fucking great.
I love it. Real men love pink. Don't bullshit me and say it's salmon or coral. I don't believe you.
No,
It's
I go
fucking
the other
pink.
way. I say hot pink. Like all my logos are hot pink. Our Miami Vice colors, they're like the hot pink. Yeah.
Well, I love it.
I don't just say not only do I not say salmon, I say hot pink.
Hot. I want fuchsia.
I want Lisa Frank Trapper Keeper pink, bro. That's what I'm looking for.
Our podcast has a very strong vaporwave aesthetic. We all know what that is. Go look it up. But we have there's a reason. Well, look, there's a reason why people. It's got a nostalgic feeling for the. Have you been following online? There's this guy named Sunglasses Kid on TikTok, and he's got a bunch of albums out now. Bro, you would love it. You would love it because it is straight up 80s movie inspired soundtrack music. Okay. It is bonkers good. It is so good. It is like nostalgia in eardrop form. It is perfect.
This is something that I just learned like 2 or 3 years ago. Remember in the 80s, remember how popular every music video had a guitar player? Remember that?
Yes.
The guitar
synthesizers all over the place.
But the guitar is what I want to focus in on right now.
Sure.
I found this out 3 years ago, so relatively late considering the fact that this happened in the 80s.
Right.
I thought the guitar was its own instrument in the sense of like, in order to play the guitar, you had to learn the guitar. It's literally just a piano. It's the keyboard. It's just the keyboard. Just in the shape, just the way, but I thought it was its own instrument.
I'm gonna ask you a question. Yeah. What do you think an accordion is?
Well, the accordion, I think, is its own instrument. It's its own, like you have to learn how to play the accordion, right? That's what I'm thinking.
If you know how to play the piano, do you think you could figure out an accordion?
No, we're not talking about figuring out. We're not talking about figuring out. We're talking about like you have to. If you've only known the keyboard, right? And somebody gave you an accordion. I'm not saying can you learn it. I'm saying would it be the same exact thing? No, you would have to learn a new thing. You would have to learn to squeeze and the air. There would be a thing.
The air thing. Yes.
You would have to learn that.
But
so the guitar is just a keyboard. It doesn't change anything.
You sling over your shoulder.
They sling over your shoulder and play in an awkward position. So
basically what it is that there's a
it's a more uncomfortable way of playing an instrument that already existed.
But here's the thing, this is the 80s, right? So there's a lot of like new technology coming out and performances where what used to be the guitar hero, this is an extension of my dick, rock and roll, it now turned into
I like finger blasting. Look at the side.
We're making room for other sexual organs.
I like being tickled. I'm a good tickler.
The problem is that all of these dorks that play piano, that had to take piano lessons their whole life, start getting synthesized. They start writing all the pop songs, and they are like, "Why am I going to sell my song to this jerk off rocker and when they're not going to do it right? So I'm going to get up there. I need a tool that'll allow me to take, so I'm not standing behind a keyboard, that I can go out there and fucking figured blast my way through a show." And they do it so that basically it's basically letting the dorky keyboard player become the front man to be able to have his own
right. But that again, it's a more uncomfortable way of playing an instrument that already exists, and it's in the proof is in the pudding because it didn't last, because people were like, this is not ergodynamic. I guess this isn't like comfortable. I don't think this is like. And how much pussy were the key guard players getting? Like, it can't be that much.
Or dick. This was an inclusive time.
Yeah,
it was a very new wave
music.
How much
can they possibly be getting? Because the lead singer number one with a bullet. Nobody's taking out. Nobody's getting more strange than the lead singer.
Lead singer, yeah.
Lead singer, and then 1A, 1B would be the guitar player, the frontman guitar, right?
Lead guitar, yeah.
So lead guitar. Sometimes they're the same person, the lead singer and the guitar and the lead guitar. Sometimes they're not. So that's it. And then after that goes the drummer, and then after that goes the keyboard player. Like how?
Here's the thing. You know who's writing them fucking songs that the lead singer is singing to get all that pussy? It's the keyboard player.
Yeah,
at a certain point.
But you're talking about the writing credits. Nobody's fucking doing that. Nobody's going to a concert in the 80s. In the 80s, nobody was like, the writer deserves my pussy.
Listen to the words I'm saying. I'm saying that the guy who was formerly in the background, not getting pussy, was like, screw you guys. I wrote all these songs. I'm going to stand in front. Go watch the video for Flock of Seagulls, I Ran. It's literally just a dude with a box.
Buddy.
You got to memorize?
I got it memorized, bro. That's
Did you? But you know that he's so the main guy, the lead singer, the guy getting all the pussy or dick that he wants, is literally playing a tiny little synthesizer sampler thing, and he's the one that is the guy who wrote the song, and he's literally holding like one note. There's like a whole video where you can like time how long he's holding this one note, because it's like literally just this little box, and he's like, you know, and I ran, and then he goes, I ran so far away. It's like one note that he's holding the whole time, because that's how synthesizers work. And hey, he's fucking crushing it, man. And he finally gets his moment in the spotlight. You know, all these guys that spent, you know, lead singers. There's a whole like thing of in bands about like the singers are the most get the most attention, but they technically do the least musically. Like they're just singing. They didn't have to learn nothing. They just had to sing.
Well, I mean, not always. Not always. John Bon Jovi also wrote a lot of his lyrics. Yeah, so not always, but we you know, there are some. Yeah,
Richie Sambora ended up with Heather Locklear though.
Yeah, but they got divorced though, right?
Did they?
I think they did. Yeah, and he got prime Heather Locklear.
He got peak Heather Locklear.
That is
Richie Sambora, wife.
Did you see the documentary on Hulu with them? The docuseries is really good. It like
the one about them finding the Filipino singer?
No, that's
Journey. That's Journey. My bad. My bad. Whoops.
Bon Jovi. It's a 4-episode docuseries. It's on their comeback from COVID, like during COVID, and like the whole documentary reinvigorated my appreciation for Bon Jovi, because I always loved them, but I wasn't as familiar with their later stuff. I just knew like the Sleepy Weren't Wet album, and there's a couple albums that I knew, but Have a Nice Day album was a good album.
The fucking classics, the Bon Jovi.
But they're all really good though. Like that's the thing and then when you get to know John Bon Jovi, like he's like genuinely one of the nicest humans on earth.
He's apparently like he's like a huge. He like goes to like his soup kitchens and feeds people. Like he owns. Look, Mike Valdez. The lead singer gets all the strange. The drummer and guitarist gets the second most, and the bassist is married. That's fair. Yes, that's fair.
One of my favorite all-time music jokes is that this kid begged his dad for a bass guitar. He wanted to learn how to play the bass guitar, and his dad says, "But you gotta go to classes every day. If I get you this instrument, you got to learn to play it. You got to go to classes every day." So he goes, "All right." So the first day he gets it, he goes, "What did you learn in class today?" He goes, "I learned the C chord," and he teaches him and shows him the C chord. He goes, "All right, cool." Next day he comes, he's like, "What did you learn?" He goes, "Oh, I learned the B chord," and he shows him the B chord or whatever. And then the third day he goes, "Hey, what did you learn in class today?" He goes, "Class. I had a gig."
That's look, as a guy who's been playing guitar for years, you can get away with so much if you just gotta know the basics, man. You just got everything builds. You just gotta know a handful of chords, and that's it, man.
And the bass is literally 4. You just gotta know 4 chords. Like you just gotta know 4 chords.
Most songs, you've heard the Axis of Awesome song, the 4 chord song. You have to have heard it, where it's literally them playing the same 4 chords.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Mike does 4 chord structure, baby, and it's literally like you think they're like, oh wow, that's a lot of songs. They're probably done. Nope, they're not even halfway through the fucking song. It's so many songs follow the same chord structure, maybe different keys, but it's the same, chord, like the same chord progressions.
Yeah.
And it's literally like, if you know that, you got like 1,000 songs in the bank, because most pop songs are made to be simple. They're made to be sing-alongable.
They're made to be catchy. They're made catchy. They're made to be earworms. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
Your earworms, you get catchy. Yeah. So
the whole point of a lot of, like, when you listen to pop songs and you think like, what's clever is the lyrics, then you start listening to the lyrics and you're like, oh yeah, they're just saying the same thing over and over. It's all the beat, like.
So here's my kind of tiff that I have with, and I got into an argument one time with a musician friend.
Get into an argument?
Well, because here's the thing: the whole point of pop song, the definition, the title, pop, the phrase pop songs, pop music, derives from the phrase popular music. So whatever is popular at that time is pop music, and that was my argument. It was like, whoa, and I said, you like, for example, Nirvana. There was a time in the 90s where Nirvana was played on every radio station. What is the definition of popular music? If it's not, it's played on every station on the dial.
You're not
wrong. Is that not popular music? That's still pop music.
It's like saying we speak English to somebody who lives in the old English language, like in old England.
Right.
It evolves, right? So like genres evolve. There's a dope ass show that was on like VH1 Classic years ago called Metal Evolution. And it talks about like heavy metal and the progress of like the different genres. Sure. Literally, there's like a fucking flow chart of like the genres. What happens is that whatever's popular in the moment is one thing. And pop music, the genre, came from an era of popular music that then earned the label pop. It's hard, like pop punk, right? Like pop, like when you hear a pop punk band is not punk music. So it has like a different feel because it's made to be simple, it's made to be catchy, and it's made to be popular. It's going after whatever's popular. So like,
real quick,
no one would say.
Real quick, do you see my shoulders swaying?
Yes.
That's the ship, dude. That's the fucking ship.
How high are the cabins they give you on the ship? Because if you're lower, it's not as bad.
No, it's the other way around. But this one,
really?
It's the other way around. This one, I'm on the lowest deck that I guess could possibly be in. Like any lower, and I'm with a wrench, and I'm a crew member, and I'm with and I'm doing,
You're fixing the Titanic.
I any lower, and I'm dancing the jig. With Kate Winslet,
having sex with Kate Winslet in the car. Yeah.
So, but it's a transatlantic. So the waves in the middle of the ocean, in the middle of the Atlantic, are very different than like the waves around the Caribbean.
You're on a transatlantic right now?
Yeah, I'm on a transatlantic. This is why I'm 4 hours ahead.
That's right. Oh shit!
So I joined this ship on Sunday out of Portugal, and I'm like then I'm going back to the States, which is different than 2 weeks ago.
One.
2 weeks ago,
is going on one. Yeah.
Two weeks ago, I was the other way around. I joined a ship out of Port Canaveral, out of Orlando, and I was going to Europe. So it was the other way around.
Why is the internet so much fucking better on this ship than on any of the ones that are local?
It is bonkers to me how the moment I got on this ship, I was like, this Wi-Fi is amazing. But there's
I'm gonna get two streams going.
There's multiple reasons. One,
hello.
Yeah, but there's multiple reasons. One of which is, I'm sure the connection. This every ship is different, but I'm sure this connection is newer and better. Blah 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 blah. But also, transatlantic usually means they're like 15-day cruises. Who could afford to take 15-day cruises is older people. Who doesn't go on the internet as much as young people? Old people.
Older people.
So if there's less people on the internet, then there's less stress on the Wi-Fi connection. And so again,
well,
2 weeks ago I was on one where the Wi-Fi was great everywhere except inside my room. Bro, it was just hot garbage. You could not do anything. You couldn't even Google nothing. You couldn't do anything. You couldn't refresh your Facebook page, your MySpace page, nothing. And then the moment you step outside, I would record reaction videos of myself watching the 49ers game. I would record it in my cabin and then stick my hand out of my cabin and put post to be able to post it, and it would just go
That's funny.
in the post. Yeah.
Now you mentioned MySpace. Is this ship also time travel capable?
Yes,
Or?
this
Okay.
is one of those things where you get the moment you get on here, Tom is the one checking you in, and
Wow,
so
he's physically present. I've only seen him in that picture where he's like,
where he's looking back.
yeah.
Dude, that guy made so much money. I looked him up recently. He made so much money off the sale, and then he just disappeared. He started doing photography, but just like scenery photography, like just
figured out, man. That guy's got it figured out, dude.
He's literally living the whole. He's just doing side quests now.
Yeah, it's also like
he's doing.
He got his money and he's just living his life, not influencing elections. Like he fucking nailed it, dude.
Nailed it.
He's nailed it. Like he just took his money and fucking lived his life. That's like the goal, right? Like, come on. I would if I won $1 bazillion, you would well, I don't know, now maybe a little different. I start buying politicians too. But the idea of like
if I won $1 bazillion, I would, if not myself I would find someone to make him Batman. Yes. To make him a vigilante.
Yes.
You have billions of dollars.
Batman.
You're a billionaire. Why do we not have a Batman yet? Why do we not have an Oliver Queen?
Such a bummer. Mike Valdez, did Tom actually invent the idea of a profile picture? He's in profile in the photo. This is blowing my mind. Oh my goodness. He invented the I guess profile has always been
this is your profile, but I think what Mike is asking, what Valdez is asking is the picture on your page, on your MySpace page, that is a profile picture.
It is. Mike, can you stream? Can you get on? Let us know in the comments. We'll jump on. We got nothing else going on. Everything it's so boring. Nothing in the news. Nothing to talk about. Nothing's
happened.
Nothing's happened.
Nobody has stolen an election. Nope. It's weird.
Nothing. It's how boring.
But we do get news that Denzel Washington is going to be in Wakanda 3.
He's going to be in Black Panther 3. He's also in Gladiator 2, which is on your radar. Do you care about that? The Gladiator is like your favorite movie of all time.
Gladiator is my second favorite movie of all time. I am cautiously because I give Sir Ridley Scott so much respect as a filmmaker.
As a knight, also.
I don't recall a movie of his that I hated. It may not have been like, oh, it's not but like I've never been like, blech, this one I just didn't like. He might be my favorite director, right? It's probably him or Tarantino, as far as my favorite directors. I'm cautiously okay with it. Like originally, you told me, hey, do you want to see a Gladiator 2? I'm like, no. It's perfect the way it was. I'm good. But since you're making it, since you already made it, it has all the right ingredients in it, including Denzel. And I love the fact that Denzel has refused to try to even do some kind of accent.
Yeah, good. Accept, take the L, or know your skills.
Limitations. Apparently. So this is a story that I found out recently. I don't know if you know this. For the youngins out there, when Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves came out, I did not know this. I did not find this out until much later, because when I watched the movie, I was so young. When the movie came out, I was so young. But apparently, Kevin Costner caught a lot of shit for not doing an English accent.
I remember.
I did not know that at that moment. I just found that out years and years later. Now, what I found out last week was apparently he tried to do an English accent, and the director goes, "It's just not happening. Just stop doing the English accent."
Ooh, bro.
So that was a director's call, because the director was like, "This guy's a megastar. He's a huge star, Kevin Costner.
Right.
He can't do an English accent," which is, I got to be honest with you, I don't mind an actor who can't do accents. Like it doesn't I don't need an actor to do accents to be like perfect with accents for me to be like, he's got you can't do accents. You can't do accents. That's fine.
I was talking about this with my wife, with Chiquita, and we were talking about how like there's certain actors that are like Gary Oldman is like different in every movie. Like he's done so many crazy different characters, and some that are pretty like run normal mundane.
He's such a great actor that I legitimately always get shocked when I see him in interviews and he speaks with an English accent.
Yeah,
like,
you're like, wow.
Why is he speaking with a British accent? He's American. He's not.
He's not. So there's actors like that, and then there's actors like, oh man, new trailer. So there's a bunch of trailers that just dropped that we can talk about that are look great, and I can't wait to see what's happening. The trailer, but then you get someone like Gary Oldman, and then you get someone like Tom Cruise, who is basically Tom Cruise in every movie, right? Like he's not. He never really changes his voice much. It's like there are certain actors who can play a variety of characters, right? Well, and then there's certain actors who play a variety of emotions well, but they're the same character.
Sure.
Right?
Denzel.
Exactly. Denzel is just Denzel in every movie. He's great at being Denzel in every movie, but he's fucking Denzel.
Except when he does like real like Shakespeare. Have you seen him do when he does like Othello, and you see him
he just did Macbeth and on Apple TV.
He was on Macbeth. He did Macbeth, and it was really good. But that he wasn't Denzel. He was just. It's hard to be Denzel and Macbeth at the same time.
He found a way. I think he figured out. He solved the puzzle.
Denzel's like challenge accepted, Nery.
Challenge
accepted.
So he's gonna be in Wakanda, or in I mean, I guess Wakanda. We don't know who could he play. Like
Black
did they
Panther
announce
3.
what character? But
he I don't even know if he was supposed to announce that. So the way that it came out is that he was in an interview and he says that he's 70 years old. He's about to turn 70, and that he's only got like a handful of film. He doesn't know what he's gonna get left. He's only got a handful of films left, and then he thinks that he's gonna retire. As far as film is concerned, he always loves the stage, Broadway and stuff. And
right.
So
they
asked him what movies what projects you have, and he named them. He was like, I got this one coming up. I got this one coming up. Blah, blah, blah. Ryan Coogler's writing a part for me for Black Panther 3. Blah, and he just said that like nonchalantly as if it wasn't news.
And immediately an alarm goes off in Marvel headquarters and a sniper is dispatched like it's fucking Born Identity.
Kevin Feige is like gets a sixth sense. He's like, something's wrong.
Spidey sense is tingling.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so fucking funny that he's just like, I got this.
Yeah, he just named them. He just said, a movie, blah blah, so and so, blah, blah. And he just named it. It was like 5 movies. Yeah. And when you look at it, you go, wow. And then he goes, and then I'm gonna retire. And then you go, well, I don't want him to retire. And then you go, man, he's 70, right? Which is wow. And then he's got 5 movies left. He might be 77, 78 before these movies come out. So. Yeah, this is a good time to retire. Call it, man.
Then he can run for president at 78. That's the rule, right? I
guarantee it.
I guarantee it.
That's by the way, have you ever seen a supercut of Denzel saying "I guarantee it" in all his movies?
No, but
there's a video of him saying "I guarantee it," like he and everything. And I commented on this on a post that shared this. And I said, I could just picture Denzel reading the script, and then he has his glasses like at the tip of his nose, right? And he's reading the script, and he goes, "Oh, that's good. You know what?" And he gets a pencil, and he's like, "I guarantee it." All right, okay. And then he writes in the phrase, "I guarantee it," and then he accepts the job, and he's like, "Yeah, no, okay, no."
We had that news. In Marvel news, there's also the trailer for. So two trailers came out that I thought that were fucking great. I don't know if the movie's gonna be great, but the trailer for Captain America Brave New World came out and looks like the trailer was dope. I really enjoyed the structure of the trailer.
Why do you keep giving that disclaimer?
Because the last bunch of movies that have come out, all the trailers are dope, man. Trailers are great. I love trailers. They're super action packed. They're supposed to catch you and get you enticed to watch the movie. And then when you get to the movie, you're like, it was just really good trailer editing. Like
I'm trying to remember the last movie that did that for me. Because normally, even from as far as the trailer, normally when it's a good trailer, I can kind of sniff out. I've been fooled before. Don't get me wrong. I don't bat 1,000.
Yeah.
I've been fooled before. Charlie's Angel fooled me. I will say that. Charlie's Angel. The newest
one with Elizabeth Banks.
Yeah, that one fooled me. Because the trailer looked good. The trailer looked.
Shame on me.
Yeah, you got me on this one. That was on me. I take the hit on this one. So much so that I forced Missy to go watch it with me. I was like, no, we're gonna go watch this movie because she forced me to watch.
Come watch me take this L.
She forced me to watch Shaw and whatever the hell, the Rock one with
Hobbs and Shaw.
She forced me to watch that one. I'm not a Fast and Furious guy, so that movie to me I didn't like it. So I'm like, no, we watch Hobbs and Shaw because of you. So, and I was like, oh, and she's like, this movie's not gonna be good. I'm like, dude, what from the trailer? What part of the trailer did you see that you didn't think it was gonna be good? And so I'm watching the movie, and I look over at her like maybe like 45 minutes in, and it was like just regular meh movie. To like it took a steep dive 45 minutes in, like a steep dive.
Really?
And I was just like,
I never saw it.
And so I looked at her and I was like, oh no, this is not good. And she was like, yeah. I was like, all right, we could leave. And she's like, no, you're gonna sit here and you're gonna finish watching this fucking movie.
You're gonna finish your fucking vegetables, is what it is.
That's right. and I watched it. So that was an L. I took an L on that one, but I'm trying to remember what else. Birds of Prey was another one that the trailer looked good.
Birds of Prey. I didn't mind it.
You're a weird guy.
But it was not. It was. I watched it at home, and it wasn't like I had any vested in it. It was like just. It was just on, and I was movies, like checking in and out. You know,
they don't. None of that. Like me watching it at home and me watching in theaters. None of that has to do with me enjoying the movie. I'll be honest. Like if I enjoy the movie, I enjoy the movie. No, I'm not saying I don't feel a difference. I'm saying like I can. Like it's not like, hey, that movie was good because I watched it on a plane or in spite of me watching it on it doesn't matter.
I do think it matters. I especially for someone who has like attention issues that I realize now why I've always said that like if a movie can hold my attention to where I don't pick up my phone, that's a sign that I'm engaged, that it's a good movie to me.
Sure, like, but that speaks more for your.
Stop moving your mic around.
That speaks more for your, the phone addiction than it does for the movie itself.
But I don't do it in the movie theater.
I do it in the movie theater. I don't care.
I don't. Yeah, no, I don't. That's the thing. If I'm in a movie theater, it helps balance that out where I'm focused on, because the screen is dark. I turn my watch to the theater mode, so do not disturb.
Really interesting. I don't do any of that. I don't do any of that.
I literally, because motherfucker, I paid money for this. I'm gonna get every fucking dime of experience out of it. I swear to you.
I enjoy the theater experience. I love the theater experience. I go to the theater as much as possible, but my whole point is I don't do it. I don't take any extra. That I myself, don't look at my phone. Yes, I'm with you. That is typically a better movie, but I don't take extra steps.
You just went robot voice to me, I think.
Yeah,
I understand.
Down, and then went back. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, that you want to join. For me, I'm like that fucking Nicole Kidman ad, that AMC, like, we come here to escape reality and be fucking weirdos, or whatever she says. I don't know what she says. But she does that real earnest, like, this is where dreams are made, or whatever fucking thing. That's like, movie theaters were always like the place to watch with the big fucking screen and everything, but not just the big screen and the good sound. It was the focus of the moment that this is what we're doing. So whenever I see like there's certain movies where if I watch it at home, I'll never know if it would have been as good at the theater. You know what I mean? Like if it would have been better at the theater. If there's some movies where I'm like, man, if I would have been able to stay focused. That's me. I'm talking about my own personal.
No, I get it. I get what you're saying. I understand. I'm just saying I understand what you're saying. I cannot relate to what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because to me, I've enjoyed. Dude, I just saw a movie on a plane. I saw a couple movies because there was a long fucking plane ride. But I just saw Judas and the Black Messiah. That movie was awesome.
Really? I haven't seen it.
So fucking good. It was based on a true story of one of the leaders of the Black Panther. The real Black Panther, not Wakanda. And
yes.
and how CIA killed this guy.
Yeah.
And they had an informant. They had a guy who was a member of the Black Panther turn and whatever, and then the guy gave a real life interview. It's so good. It's so good, man. I saw that on a fucking plane. out of all things. And I was like, this movie's, and I was completely captivated. And I didn't look at my phone once, not only because there was no Wi-Fi on this flight, but also because the movie was that good.
Two things could be true. Another trailer that came out that I thought was really, really, really good. That
wait. Hold on. Let's talk about the Captain America one, because I just This all stemmed from why so many disclaimers. You give me so many disclaimers.
Well, yes, that's true. Because here's the thing: that movie has been that movie's been cooking for way too long. It's one of those things where like they've done multiple rounds of reshoots. Harrison Ford is literally like in every interview, he's like, I don't give a fuck about this, man. Like he's literally
that's
like
him in every. That's him.
It's him in every interview, but it's also like they just went back and they had to do other reshoots. They had to change the whole. They changed. So this is the same thing that happened when Falcon and Winter Soldier when COVID happened. They had a whole plague, virus, terrorist, bioterror attack thing storyline that they had to cut out. They denied it, but the director then later came out and said the showrunner was like, yeah, we had to cut a whole bunch of shit out because of COVID. So that got ruined. I feel bad for Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan. I'm telling you, man, they shouldn't change the creative like unless it's literally like somebody, you know, like it's relevant, you know, like unless they're being cavalier with it.
It happened with whatchamacallit?
Spider-Man 1.
No, what's his name? The Tom Cruise movie where he did 2 parts, Jack Reacher.
Oh, okay.
So the original Jack Reacher was supposed to debut, was supposed to come out, whatever. And then there was a sniper attack. And then there was a shooting or whatever. And then the whole point of the fucking Jack Reacher movie is that somebody sniped. The part 1 is that somebody sniped.
Yeah.
You know,
I love that movie. I love that.
It's so good. It's so good.
I love it.
And
he's not a 6'8" fucking beast of a man, but I love I actually like if Alan Richardson, the guy who's doing it now on Reacher, would do the character that Tom Cruise was doing. I like that better than like if you mashed those 2 performances up.
I think they're both equal. I gotta be honest.
Yeah, they're both different. They're both good.
I think that what Tom Cruise did, it doesn't. Him being small, could be maybe because I didn't read. This is what happens with people who read.
I read the book. Yeah.
You're so stupid. You guys are stupid. You read the books and then it ruins the movie for you. So therefore, when I don't read, the movie's not ruined for me. So when I saw Jack Reacher, I had no idea he was supposed to be 6'8". I had no idea he was supposed to be this giant mammoth. So when Jack Reacher, when Tom Cruise says, "Oh, what if I told you he died?" and Tom Cruise says, "Then he died of embarrassment," I believed it. I totally hook, line, and sinker. I'm like, yep, he died of embarrassment. I was fine.
There's a very I started reading after I saw that movie. Did you know that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was supposed to play that role? I would have believed, like not knowing what the story was. I get it.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I'm not wrong either. He is a jock. Yeah. But Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was supposed to get that role. He was already in talks with it. He was like, it was about to be finalized. And then Tom Cruise got wind of it. And Tom Cruise was like, "Oh, I love those books." And Tom Cruise put his hat in the ring. And by hat, he means he bought the ring. Okay. I'm Tom Cruise, bitch. Because The Rock was not The Rock yet. The Rock was still like, just out of like Scorpion King. He still did like the Tooth Fairy movie. He wasn't The Rock. He wasn't, the blockbuster movie guy. And so when Tom Cruise said, "I'm going to do it," then the studio was like, yes, you are.
Tom Cruise channeled his sci-fi powers, his organizational influence.
Yeah,
and I mean, look, he's Tom fucking Cruise, man. He can do whatever he wants.
Man. He can do whatever he wants.
So the trailer for Falcon and the Winter Soldier dropped some dope ass stuff. They're going to address the giant celestial sticking out of the ocean. They're going to have Red Hulk. There's going to be the leader. There's going to be a whole bunch of cool stuff in there.
Why did they ruin it with the Red Hulk? Why did they show us that?
I don't know. Look, I'm telling you, the thing's been cooking for so long that
everybody
knew.
How good would that have been if we just saw that in the fucking movie for the first time?
All of it got spoiled, man. There's been posts about that stuff, like leaks and things, and they've had to go back and reshoot and all that stuff.
The only thing I've ever heard about the Red Hulk is from the trailers. But again, my algorithm is
you're different. Yeah. You're special. The whole also because it's a black Captain America, everybody's like up in arms about it. But then also like Isaiah Bradley. Did you ever read Truth, the Red, White, and Black?
I didn't
book?
read it, but I know I got the
You know what I'm
synopsis.
talking about?
I got the Google story. Yeah, I got the Google.
It's like
version of
if there's a whole Tuskegee experiment, but for super soldiers, and it's awesome. It's like it's dope.
Well,
And
yeah, I
it's
mean, he
a
did
great
it.
story.
That was kind of the end of Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Right. And
Right.
the thing is that it didn't hit hard enough because Falcon and Winter Soldier was kind of like, it felt cobbled together. It felt like there was shit missing, you know, because of all the stuff that they had to cut out. I don't want this to be another one of those situations because they had to cut the whole the Israeli secret agent. They really minimized her character because of all the Gaza stuff that's happening. In Palestine, all of that stuff that's going on, they're like, oh, we gotta cut off. Like the same way in Top Gun Maverick, they never talk about the country that is the bad guy.
Yeah.
It's always these fifth generation fighters.
Look at the Iron Man and Iron Man, who was the bad guy? They literally made up a whole new organization of people from different of terrorists from different countries, and they're like, just do that. This is what I like about this is what I like about DC. DC's Gotham City, Metropolis.
Yeah, they can just make shit up.
Yeah, you just make shit up. It's from a Boo Boo Baba. It's from a Boo Boo Baba land. Oh, Boo Boo Baba land. That's where the bad people come from. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah,
there's no such thing as a Boo Boo Baba land.
Yeah, so the idea of that Falcon, that Captain America, the new Captain America movie, whatever, Captain America 4, that it's going to be like for me, some of the action sequences, man, like the Wakanda vibranium suit that he has now, which I'll say this, there's a lot of people online commenting about how could Sam, he's just human, he doesn't have the super soldier serum, how can he survive all of this stuff, blah blah blah. Meanwhile, Iron Man has a fucking suit that makes him like safe. Why the fuck is everybody up in arms about?
But that suit covers his whole head.
So does the new one. He's got the supersonic suit
that
covers
but not the head. Not
it does. Did you see the trailer? It does. But the whole point is
that
like
I thought it didn't cover the top of the head.
He's got a retractable helmet now. It comes when he's flying. It's got a whole thing.
Oh, but that's just like when he's flying. But when he's in the street and there's tanks coming at him, the top of the head is still very open.
It's like a baby's fontanelle.
You know, if you're a Dolphins fan, you know how sensitive concussions are. You know how people are to concussions.
Hey, we won yesterday. Don't take this away from me. Leave me alone. We won on national television. The last
3-6, baby. 3-6. Here we go. We run the table. We got run the table vibes over here.
Absolutely, baby. We're gonna be going. It's like undefeated from now on, and then we go straight to the Super Bowl. But I love, but also like the last time we were on Monday Night Football, like the last 2 times we were on Monday Night Football, Tua literally got concussed out of the game. So it was like, and
then he made that tackle. And then he made
many.
How bad did your heart skip?
Bro, when he got sacked, every time someone got near him, I'd be like, no, he's fragile. He's a baby. He's got a soft fontanelle like Falcon and the Winter Soldier or whatever. I love the trailer. Some super dope shit. I hope the story, if it's coherent, I'll take it. If it makes sense, I'll take it.
I'm not looking forward to it only because I thought that Falcon and the Winter Soldier was meh at best. And part of that I'm sure it has to do with everything you mentioned about them, editing and cutting things out of the story. But to me, the biggest, I didn't know any of that when I was watching it, but to me, what I felt was a big meh is because it came after WandaVision.
Oh yeah,
it was such a huge letdown because WandaVision was so great.
WandaVision was great.
And I was like, I thought because it has nothing to do with WandaVision, in my mind, I was like, you should have, right? This is me being the Kevin Feige. You should have released Falcon and the Winter Soldier first and then go to WandaVision. Therefore, you're stepping up the goodness level.
Right. I think either WandaVision could have existed anywhere. Like they didn't have to put like it didn't address it at all.
Well, my whole point is that it's so good, the quality is so good that to follow up with Falcon and the Winter Soldier, you're like, yeah.
I'm agreeing with you. The other Marvel thing that is coming out also right now is Thunderbolts, which is connected because it's got
Thunderbolts asterisks.
Yes, sorry, asterisks. Yeah. But it's got the trailer was dope. I love what is her name, Florence Pugh.
The
Elena character is
so
so
good.
fun,
She's
super
so good.
dope. I like the absurdity of what's like it's like a Suicide Squad-ish kind of thing.
I mean, that's
All the
what
bad
the Thunderbolts
guys
are. Yeah.
Yeah, there's just and it's Thunderbolts with an asterisk, and then they're going to be called something else. And they're going to change their name and blah blah blah, and it's going to be Dark Avengers or some shit.
I like Thunderbolts, and I love the Crimson Captain Crimson or whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah, the Crimson Guardian or whatever,
Crimson
the Red Guardian.
Yeah, it's so good. I just love him. He's so good, and this whole like. Yeah. He's a buffoon, but a lovable buffoon.
Yeah,
also...
I like how he's almost like a retired sports figure who's like holding on to the glory. That to me is very
but also makes up a bunch of glory that didn't happen. Like when when he beat Captain America, and they're like, "What year did this happen?" He's like, "Oh, I don't know, the '80s." And he was like, "Well, Captain America was still in the ice in the '80s," and like he doesn't like being proven wrong. He doesn't like facts, so we know who he votes for. Oh, he's Russian. Well, he's Russian, so we
definitely know who he paid for. The idea of like those characters. I loved seeing the Winter Soldiering again and being like badass, like in the trailer. You saw the Thunderbolts trailer, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know, that one's gonna be cool. Whoever Bob is, I have suspicions.
I am very happy that they brought back two characters that I think didn't get their just due.
Ghost.
The Ghost was super dope, and I hope they do a better job with Trickster. Was it
Taskmaster?
I was thinking Taskmaster.
She did. She said like 2 words, and she doesn't like. She's like a robot, like she didn't really do anything. That Olga Kurylenko. She was in a show I did background on in Miami. They filmed Magic City there. She was like on that show. I think it was a good show, but she's
it was a great show. Do you know why they stopped filming that show?
No, actually,
because 11 horses died throughout the filming of that show.
What?
There were it was like a horse died every episode. It was so crazy. Not during the show. I'm talking about in real life. The horses just kept dying.
But there was no horses in the show.
It was crazy. It was crazy.
What?
Like, yeah. It was,
that's wild to me. I don't know, man. That show. I like
at least that's what I heard at the time. I don't know if that's the case.
I don't know.
They were like,
But the the Thunderbolts came out, the thing, and the What If trailer for What If season 3. That should give me goosebumps. That should hurt like my. I was like, oh my god.
I saw season 2. Maybe like 2 months ago. I was late to season 2, and it was so good. And I was like, why don't they put the story of this Native American superhero and make this a live action? Just do this.
Isn't that the extension of Echo? I thought that was part of Echo. I never watched Echo.
I didn't watch Echo, so I don't know.
Yeah,
but I didn't think Echo was Native American. Maybe it was just. Does that mean profiling?
Well, maybe indigenous. Is she Mexican? I never saw it. I don't know what the whole point of that story.
I don't know. Echo, from what I remember from the Hawkeye show, she was Asian, if I'm not mistaken. I thought that's what she was. Maybe I'm wrong, but I never watched the show. Hey man, I'm still watching Andor.
We don't see color.
I'm still watching Andor, bro. So I don't know.
Oh, Andor's amazing. No, her name is Maya Lopez. Native American roots.
Oh, wow.
So I guess she's like indigenous Latino.
Which is exactly what I am.
She's one of your people, dog.
According to 23andMe, that's exactly what I am.
You're indigenous Latino?
Yeah, I have.
Bro, do you need more Tira Flecha stuff in your wheelhouse?
I have like 47% indigenous Indian, Native American, or something like that in my 23andMe profile. Yeah. And then 17% black, and then like 5% or 2% European.
Yeah. You know that 2% was not consensual.
No, at all. That 2% owned the other 70%.
Yeah. That sounds about right mathematically too. Mine is all straight European, Portugal and Spain and all that shit. Yeah. The idea that there's all of these dope stories in the What If, but they're like, the trailer closes with Storm holding Mjolnir.
Oh, I didn't even see that in the trailer.
Bro, so fucking cool. But it's
I don't
also like
I
they're
don't
doing
want
it here. They're
I
doing
don't
that
want
there.
I don't want Anthony Mackie. He's so much in the trailer for season 3. I'm like, I'm gonna say it. I just don't care for him as Captain America.
I don't think he has the acting chops to like.
That's what I'm trying to
Yeah.
say. I'm saying Anthony Mackie. I'm not saying
Yeah.
Falcon. I'm saying Anthony Mackie doesn't have the he doesn't pull me in as like
there's
what
a
Chris Evans
charisma.
does.
Yeah.
Or not even charisma, because I think, to be honest with you, he might have too much charisma.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
But to be Captain America, you have to have this I'm the fucking man and I know it type of shit. You know what I mean? Like, I'm the leader of men.
But you're humble, dude. You have to be humble to be
exactly.
I'm humble. I think that's the point
and
of making him Captain America, that it's supposed to kind of be a challenge to like what Captain America is supposed to be.
Sure.
Because it's a more modern era Captain America, you know, like, or it's a black Captain America. It's gonna be different.
Sure. I mean, if anything, if it can't be him, just give it to Chris Evans. Chris Evans, listen to me. Bucky.
I mean, yeah, he's a super soldier. I mean, like, it's only fair. But it's one
Captain
of those
America
things
with a bionic arm. Can you imagine Captain America with a bionic arm?
He's dope as hell. Yeah, I already can. Yes, I can imagine it.
Mm-hmm.
But I can also see Falcon doing Captain America things. You know, like he's Captain America. He's still
he's
got
Falcon.
The shield.
He's still wings. He's still got wings, and the wings cut the car. And I'm just like, ugh.
I know. My thing is, it's also like what happened with yes, Porcupine Jason says yes, make Bucky Captain America. There's precedent for it.
Happy Veterans Day. Happy Veterans Day, Captain.
Happy Veterans Day, Porcupine Jason, Captain. The Happy Veterans Day to Captain America. What was I going to say? The thing is of like the Black Panther going to Shuri, Letitia Wright, where in my mind, not just they should have recast the character because like it was a tragedy with
Boseman.
Chadwick Boseman, that it was like it was also like a double whammy, but also like I never saw Shuri as the icon. Like, she's not lead caliber performer.
She's too small. She's just too small.
Sure.
Physically, I mean, I know that sounds however it's gonna sound, but when you're looking at Black Panther, Shuri, the actress that plays Shuri, how tiny she is, doesn't give me, even in the Black Panther suit, doesn't give me, you're not going to take this big guy down. You're not going to take, it doesn't do it.
It doesn't matter because they have the heart-shaped herb and blah, 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 blah. But it does matter because I would have.
It takes you out of the movie. It takes you out of the movie. You're an audience and you go, I don't think she's going to beat that fat, that chubby Hispanic.
Yeah. Well, I don't think like when Namor,
because he was chubby. Remember, he was chubby.
Who?
Namor. Remember?
They were like, oh yeah, I'm like,
he's got love handles.
He's in the water.
He's got love handles.
People talking about that guy. Namor is like that Black Panther 2 is one of those that fucking hurts a little bit because I'm like, oh man, so many business decisions went into this and a lot of like knee jerk, like a lot of stuff that I'm like, man, there's probably. Look, who am I? I'm just some guy on a fucking podcast. But it's like I was like, I didn't enjoy my time watching that movie because I kept thinking about all the stuff it could have been. Like, all of the Namor stuff was amazing and like it deserved.
I think that movie was great. I think the movie was really good. I get it that you would have liked it and to go in other
the Midnight
directions.
Angels, the Ironheart stuff that they all added. This is because it felt weird in the moment, and then they go and they say, then you learn that all of these business decisions that caused Disney Plus to be what it is, like that messy kind of like, they released too much content, they released too much bullshit, and now it's like lower quality and the special effects are bad. It's like they were cranking out content because of like a corporate decision, not a creative decision. And Black Panther 2 suffered because of it. I think that because they jammed all this stuff in there because it's like, and next time on the MCU, and it's like, no, make a movie. And I thought my thing was that Angela Bassett should have been fucking Black Panther. Angela Bassett.
Angela Bassett
played a completely different.
Angela Bassett in a suit. I believe, as an audience member, that she could whoop your ass.
Me?
No, I'm saying, just like as an audience member, I'm watching Angela Bassett, thinking to myself, yeah, she could have obviously take on that chubby Hispanic. Obviously.
She could obviously take out the. It hurts my feelings that you're calling that guy chubby.
He is chubby.
He's not chubby.
He's got love handles.
Fit man.
He's got love handles. What are you talking?
He's got oblique abs. He's
skin
on
fat.
top of them.
He's fit fat.
Bro, I refuse. I refuse.
He's
I wish I had
fat.
more.
What are you talking about?
I want to bring it up on screen, but I'm on my fucking phone. Namor. Marvel. Where's pictures? Tina Cuerta. That's his name. Images. He is not. If that's fit fat, then we are both obese fat. Like that.
I am literally
fat.
obese. I am literally obese, as per any definition of the word.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's true, but I don't know, man. I don't see it. I think he's perfectly fit for the character. He doesn't need to be some super ripped dude. He's a swimmer. He's got to have. He's in cold water. He needs some warmth from his skin. He's got to have some sort of meat on his bones. But either way, either way, there's a lot of comments from Porcupine Jason coming in. I'm just trying to figure out how far back to go. Here we go for the essay. Porcupine Jason is ready.
Look at this.
Show me.
Look at that. Is it not popping up?
No, you got to put it on the layout.
Oh, right. Hold on. Give me a second. Hold on. All right.
Zoom in. I can't. But all right. That's not. What do you mean love handles? That's just his body, bro.
Yes,
I'd kill for that. Those are goals for me.
That's fit fat. That's fit fat.
Okay.
That's fit fat.
The internet has taught you self-hate and delusionally body dysmorphia or whatever. Like what are we doing here? That is crazy to say that is not fit.
I'm not saying you're not hearing me. I'm saying fit fat. It's the opposite of not fit. That is, he is fit. Look at those love handles,
bro. That
chunky monkey.
It's his skin.
I like him skin. Big. That's what love handles are, bro. What are you talking about?
Love handles are fat. Fat thing. Skin.
I like him
like
big.
Where the fat builds up under the skin.
I like him chunky.
This is insanity. I do not condone this. I do not condone this at all. Get this off of my calling those love handles. Hilarious.
Those are love handles. He's got love handles. And by the way, that picture, that poster, heavily edited. If you start Googling pictures of him as Neymar, you only see him from the chest up, right? A lot of times you see him from the chest up, and very few body pictures because they knew what they were dealing with. Bro, you can't tell a Latino, bro. Hey, cut the tacos, cut the carbs. Hey, we love that shit.
He is a submarine person. He is in the ocean. He needs warmth.
His parents are Mexican. He's Mexican. I don't know what to tell you. He's Mexican.
He's a product of vibranium. Let's see here. Let's run through these. Porcupine Jason. The individual background of Steve Rogers is critical to being Captain America. The story of a small guy that has never known strength is critical. That's true. And it's his heart and spirit that make him. When Stanley Tucci hits him in the chest and calls him a good man. That unique background is not something that Falcon can replicate. Well, he was a New Orleans kid, went into the military, saved people.
Yeah, he's also had his share of like people doubters telling him that he can't do something because he's black.
Bucky was personally close to Steve to understand him and what he stood for. Bucky tortured assassin story can act as motivation to be a better man. Also true. Look, you're not wrong. And it helps Bucky is a badass super soldier. Also true.
But also, do you really want, as a human being, as a citizen, do you really want a former spy, a convicted felon to be your Captain America?
He's got demons. He's got darkness.
Because who would want that, like, if we were like taking a vote on who would be Captain America, would you vote for a convicted felon?
I wouldn't vote for somebody who has that much red in his ledger. Um, that's just the way it is. And he says, "Let's get Bane's back in here." Bane, Tom Hardy, when he was Bane, again, an interesting casting choice because of how short he is. But
Yes, he was the wrong casting choice. The wrong casting choice. That's the pivotal thing wrong with that movie was fucking Bane or whatever. My light went out. But that was the pivotal part of that movie. That was the pivotal part that was wrong with that movie was casting him as Bane. Bane should have been Bautista. Should have been fucking Bane.
Oh yeah, Bautista.
That would have been Bane. Like that's a huge motherfucker, dude. Like that's what you got to get. And I've been saying this since I've been saying this since the movie came out. Why not? Why whatever? Did you? I know. Mike wanted to talk about this.
Oh, did you guys hear about the Wicked? I wanted to talk about this. We shared the thing, and I could not tell. So, answer me this. For those who don't know the story, the action figure,
the action figures for the movie. The upcoming movie Wicked, which is based off of the Broadway play, which is based on the Wizard of Oz origin story of the Wicked Witch of the West.
Right.
Those action figures, Mattel released some dolls.
But I saw the packaging and it was in Spanish. Is it in the United States that this happened, or was this?
I don't know, but either way, the website's still the wrong wicked.com.
Yeah, they so on the packaging where they tell you like more information, check out this website. It was wicked.com, which if you go to it is pornography. It is 100% adult entertainment.
For those of you who don't know, Wicked is a production company, is an adult industry production company. Like they have their own studios, Wicked Studios. That make adult films, that make porn. From what I hear,
that's what I've been told. That is what I've been told. But yeah, it's just the wrong website. What was it supposed to go to? It was supposed to go to like Wicked movie or
Wicked movie or Wicked. I don't know what the fuck that is.
Whatever the fuck it's supposed to be. Obviously, but here's the thing: who's going to this website on the back of the packaging of a doll? Right? Like
that's what I'm saying.
Some pervert had to see the back on there. We should get a sponsorship from Wicked. Porcupine Jason, get a sponsorship from Wicked. Let's hit him up. I want some of that. But I just want sponsorship dollars. The idea that somebody saw
I just want free stuff.
I really do.
I just want free stuff. You don't even got to pay me. Just pay me in merch.
Just give me merch, dude. Like saying that somebody saw the packaging of this thing, read everything, and was like, "Oh, I'm gonna." Either they wanted to go on the website for some reason, or some motherfucker was reading it and was like, "Wicked.com. That is not the right website. I go there every day, for my masturbatory purposes." How do you
masturbatory purposes? That sounds so like that's just hilarious.
That's what it is, baby.
I know, but nobody says masturbatory service. Yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah. So I mean, look, is it the worst thing? Wasn't there a story where like there was one of these toys, whatever, that has like a recording of a voice on there or something like that, and then the voice was just like doing like there was just porno noises coming out of it. Like someone had recorded, or like, and then at one point profanity or something. I'm trying to remember what the story was, but like that's got to happen more often than not. That there's going to be some like mistake, some abuse, some fuck up. I wonder if they make those. I wonder if they make all the toys in the same factory. Like the Wicked doll. Like there's like the Wicked dolls from the other company, the other Wicked.
Right. The other
got
Wicked.
mixed up. Sorry.
I don't know. It was a green toy. It was. I thought it was supposed to go. But
everybody's like, it's like, oh, like I wanted to go to like, it's like, oh man, I can't wait to buy the action figures for the D&D movie, to go to baddragon.com. Look it up. The idea, not on your work emails or anything like that, on your work Wi-Fi. But yeah, ultimately it's like, you know, who cares? Who knows? Who notices that shit? Obviously not a child. You think a child did it? Like a child was like, I'm so curious about this doll that I'm gonna go to the website. Let me read through the multiple languages on the back of this thing.
Yeah, nobody
And
as a child, you just open it. First of all, I mean, come on, who's buying Wicked dolls? It's not children. It's not. Wicked is not an IP that children know. Wicked the musical is not an IP that Wicked know that the children know. That's something that adults know.
It is
So who's
something
buying
that
those
adults
dolls?
know.
It's an
I'm sure
adult
there
that
are
loves,
kids that
it's an
love
adult that loves
musicals.
no nobody's buying the fucking no child is buying the fucking musical dolls. Like, oh my god, I finally got the. I mean, you know,
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's
Stephanie Meyer-Senior is buying that doll for herself.
Stephanie Meyer-Senior's buying it all, and then going to wicked.com to jerk off or whatever, to figure one out. The ultimately, like,
Which is why she can't make it today to
that's why
today's
she's not here.
show.
She's busy
too
with
busy.
her Wicked dolls. Which one is it? That's up to you to decide. What was the other thing that you sent me? I'm trying to find it now that I'm out of my element. I don't have my. Oh, we got to talk about the Jake Paul, the Mike Tyson fight that's happening this weekend. We have to talk about, in a couple of days, because this has to be fake. If Jake Paul wins, it has to be fake, right?
Dude, Mike Tyson's like almost 70 years old, dude.
He's
50 like? What do you? He's 58. He's 60 years old. That's a fucking 60-year-old man, and he's been boxing since he was like 14. Like, that's a lot of mileage to put.
But
a lot
do you
of
think?
Just
come on, bro. Okay, so let me say this.
Yes.
Regardless of age, if you saw the training
it's
video,
not regardless of age. It's not regardless of age. Age is a huge
but does
factor.
he look like a 60-year-old man to you?
Does he look like a stereotypical 60-year-old man? No. Does Jake Paul look like a stereotypical 25-year-old man? That guy's in shape as fuck, and he's 25 or 28, whatever the fuck, however old Jake Paul is. I don't know how old Jake Paul is.
I don't know, man. Let's just say this. I would call into, I would be suspicious of the results, which is happening a lot lately. I would be suspicious of the results if Jake Paul, first of all, knocks out Mike Tyson. If Jake Paul knocks out Mike Tyson, it's because it's
elderly abuse. It's elderly abuse. What are we fucking doing, bro? What are you talking about? Look, I'm a huge Tyson fan. If this was 1995, I would say Tyson has this all day, every day. If this was 2005, I would say Tyson's got this. But it's 2024, bro. That's a long fucking time to be out of the...
Are you saying this to troll, or do you genuinely believe this?
I generally do not. I generally, like, again, I am hoping that Mike Tyson, I want to say of old, but I'm hoping that Mike Tyson of young comes back and is like, just give me one more Mike Tyson-ness. But I saw him 5-6 years ago against Roy Jones Jr., and he did not look good.
But he didn't train for that fight in the way he's training for this fight. There's all those stories about his training. I'm telling you. Look, I'm not telling you. I have my suspicions. I have my idea of what the results will be, because
every person who's over the age of 40 is like, Mike Tyson's gonna kill him, and every person under the age of 40 is like, he's old man, and Jake Paul is in the prime of his life.
If here's the thing, I've watched the other Jake Paul fights, and even then it was like, man, this is not good boxing. It's just not.
He just started boxing. He's been boxing for 5 years. If anything, this is going to be experience.
And he's getting wins and all that stuff. It's all fake, bro. It's all phony, man. I think it's all scam. That's what killed boxing in the first place, man. All of the fucking, like, the year of build up to one major fight, and then you realize, like, oh man, these guys were never really, like, set up to really be competitive with each other. The whole movie, The Great White Hype. You ever see that Great White Hype?
Yeah.
It's exactly that, where it's like,
that's a good old school pick.
It's a good old school pick. In fact, that is my old school pick for this week. The Great White Hype. Let me write it down, because it is absolutely what, like, all of the pomp and circumstance, like the athletics of it all is is lost a little bit. And also MMA has kind of stolen all the thunder because it includes kicks and elbows and shit. So the art of boxing, the martial art of boxing, it got turned into this fucking pay-per-view. Everybody's spending bazillions of dollars. Every purse is like 50 million. And then everybody's like, this is bullshit. This is fake. This is nonsense. Or it's run poorly. And then they move on. This feels like that. It's YouTube fucking celebrity bullshit. And I think unless Tyson is being paid a shit ton of money.
And he is, but he is. Of course he is. He's not doing this for free.
No, but he's gonna get to take a dive, is what I'm saying. Like, I don't think he's gonna get paid to fight his full fight. If Mike Tyson goes down, I am going to call into question everything about this fight. I'll be like, yeah, it's just another.
I call into question everything because it's boxing, and boxing is believe half of what you see and less of what you hear. It's a lot of boxing is fake. Again, I'm not a super diehard fan of boxing. I'm a casual fan, but I'm fan enough to know some of the history. And boxing has been the legitimacy of boxing has been called into question many times throughout the decades. It's not a new thing. This has been forever. I'm not.
Another good old school pick. Snake Eyes. No, Snake Eyes, the one that's not
a good pick.
Nicolas Cage. I love that movie.
That movie stunk.
I love it.
Yeah. No, so there again, I'm not saying it's impossible for it to be a fix. All I'm saying is I don't expect it on a real, if everything was on the up and up, I would not expect Mike Tyson to win.
Really? Interesting. According to Porcupine Jason,
today in 2024, if this was 2004, Mike Tyson's whooping that ass. Like that's like knowing about it.
Tyson, Porcupine Jason, Tyson won't have the stamina for many rounds, but his power is still there and his speed is still adequate. Jake still doesn't have the skill level to take advantage of Tyson's age. I think that that's
the question here. It's
that will take over for skill if that's what it comes down to. I think look, a jaw's a jaw, man. Unless it's tricky. But we may see Jake get on his bike. Oh,
yeah. Well, Jake, that just means that's a term in boxing where it just means avoid him, avoid getting hit.
The whole point of the Mayweather, the Tyson has nothing to lose reputation wise. He likes to fight, so he'll do it just for the fun of it. I don't know, man. Have you seen his training videos? That guy looks like he is. It's not for fun. He's looking to hurt people. He fucked up his sparring partner in one video, and then they were like he was like emotional about it because he wouldn't stop, and he's like I don't know how much of that is show, but also I don't think Tyson's that good of an actor to be able to pull off.
So Tyson years ago was on. He's been saying this for years, but years ago they asked him about in his fighting days. And he said that there was one time when he was crying before the fight, crying in the locker room before the fight. And they asked him why. And he says, because I knew I was about to hurt that man really bad.
He's got so much more badass in him than Jake.
Do you understand how crazy that is? Bro, do you understand how crazy that is?
Go find the Key and Peele sketch of the boxing trash talk.
And then I'm gonna fuck you in the ass. And then I'm gonna fuck you in the ass.
No, the other one. Go find there's another one.
Oh no, that's the MMA. That's the MMA one.
The MMA one. Where he's like this week there ain't gonna be a fight, and he's like, I am God's chosen. And I will be teaching him a lesson. He's like, this Friday God's chosen. What'd he say? He's like, God's lessons are beautiful. I am going to. Once his body is broken, it's just like perfect. Like that's how I feel about this fight. I think at a certain point, like Jake Paul signed up and he can't back out because it's like
again they're doing everything to kind of help Tyson out. They're doing 2-minute rounds instead of 3-minute rounds. They're trying to help him out because if it was a legitimate boxing match, if it was 3-minute rounds and it was all these little rules to try to help. Skew the situation.
I love this. Tyson is Hulk of boxing. He avoids fights because he knows who won them all. I like that analogy of like I don't want to let the other guy. I don't want to call the other guy. You know what I mean? Like when he said one time that his son once approached him about wanting to get into boxing, and he said, "No,
you go to private school, you're not gonna make it as a boxer.
Man, you remember when
Like,
he
do you
fought,
understand why? You don't understand why these guys were boxers? These guys were boxers because they were living dirt poor, and they had
they're
no other
fighting
way out.
for their lives
They
all
were
the time.
fighting for their lives.
What was the quote? He fucking Tyson fought some legendary fighters, Joe Lewis's son, and you could see the son born of privilege. He just trained with the professional fighters all the time, but he didn't have the same, like, I guess, anger in him.
The killer instinct, man. You have to have that instinct. Yeah, man.
Bro, it's so crazy. But it's like, I forgot who they talked to about it, where they're like, you're not supposed to want to like murder your opponent, and then some guy was like, what do you mean? It's like, that's my enemy. And I was like, whoa. Like, I don't want to fight any of these people. I'm too chill. I don't want to. I would not make a good fighter. I know that. When I fought, I was bad. I did not have. I was just like, well, I guess I'm done. I got knocked out one time. That's it for me. Bye.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Look, if this was old school Tyson, yeah, but I don't expect him to win. Put it that way. I'm not saying he's gonna get knocked. I'm not saying he's gonna get knocked out or not. I'm not saying any of that. I'm saying I don't expect him to win. I just saw what he did 5, 6 years ago against Roy Jones Jr. and he didn't look good. Roy Jones looked even worse. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. But he didn't look good. And to me, that was 5 or 6 years ago. 5 or 6 years is a long time.
There's an interview with Roy Jones because again, they were also not. That was like a fucking stunt fight for TV. Like,
well, that was a friendly, right?
Yeah, like an exhibition match.
It's supposed to be an exhibition match. But we've all seen what happens in exhibition matches.
Oh yeah, Porcupine. Let's face it, this is an exhibition. This is all theatrics. Yeah, man, that's a bummer. I would love to see if Mike Tyson could still like go. Because who's the major heavyweight right now? Tyson Fury, that guy. You want to talk about love handles?
Oh yeah.
Or what's the Mexican dude? That's just he's big fat dude.
He's not fat anymore.
Oh, he lost weight. But you know what I'm talking about, right? Like,
yeah. Oh man, what's his name?
Ortiz.
Fuck, it's no, it's at the tip of my tongue, and I'm actually a fan. I actually follow him on social media. He's a really good follow, but he's not fat anymore. You should look him up. He really is. Oh man,
he like lost. He's out of his weight class now.
No, he's still a heavyweight, but he's muscular now.
He's like ripped now. Well, that's the whole thing now. Is that it's like who are the stars of boxing? All of the celebrity moved to MMA for a while, but then even then, that's kind of like died off. That like the superstar MMA fighter has kind of, unless you're in the scene, you don't really like. Andy Ruiz.
There it is. Andy. There it is. I was literally Googling Mexican, and as I typed in Mexican, I go, fucking Andy.
Because he beat Anthony Joshua, the British guy.
Oh, so good.
That was a crazy fight, man. That was such a good fight. I love
every fat guy just fucking yes.
Yeah. The algorithm on my TikTok algorithm. Every once in a while will start feeding me like the top 10 knockouts, the top 10 this, or boxing highlights or stuff like that. And I'm always like, yeah, thank you, algorithm. Thank you for knowing me well. Because it's so like, and they show like the HBO documentary thing of that where the fucking Rocky, like a Sylvester Stallone is being interviewed. A bunch of people are being interviewed about that, watching that fight go down. And this is it. Porcupine Jason, get Butterbean back in there. That's what needs to happen. Butterbean
not fat anymore.
No, he's also slimmed down. But man, I miss that. I love a good spectacle of athleticism. Like, I want to see people be good at what they do. There was nothing more disappointing. And I remember being a kid and like every one of these people would watch Tyson fights and they'd be over and you'd spend all night, man. Every one of us would be up till late as fuck. And then all of a sudden the fight's over in one round and it's like, oh. So just, people paid money for pay-per-views and stuff like that. And I remember the argument being like, oh, this is boring, or it should have never been set up that way. And I like seeing people be good at stuff. I want to see two elite boxers go at it. This is like the biggest boxing match in like however long, and it's old Mike Tyson and a YouTube celebrity, Yeah, that's him now.
Yeah, that's Andy Ruiz.
He's,
I mean,
he's
he looks
less big. He's still
less
big.
big. He's still
But
he's
still
in the
big.
heavyweight division, dude. You're
Yeah,
not
yeah.
you're not what the fuck? I mean,
Yeah.
you know, for those
You
of you,
cut off the Namor area of the where they used to have.
yeah,
the
yeah,
belts.
that's where he puts the championship belt on. So that's where he gets la faja.
That shit's so funny. You got to do the other layout. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, I mean, look, if we'll see what happens, we'll talk about it next week. We'll see what the results what the results are. But I don't necessarily enjoy it'll feel bad if it feels fake. You know what I mean? Like if Jake Paul comes out there and starts genuinely shows off some good boxing skill and real power and as long as it looks real, I'm all for it. But I don't know, man. I want Mike Tyson to teach him the lessons of God. You know, like I want Mike Tyson to come in there and be afraid that he was going to hurt this man. I want to see a tear out of Mike Tyson's eye as he's coming out, where he's like, okay, and I want him to follow through. I want to see, you know, I'm not saying I want Jake Paul to die. I'm just saying how
You want the fear?
that would be. Yeah, I want the fear of that. Yeah, for sure. Anyway, we got to do old school picks. Mm-hmm.
I want to show you
the better fighters are in the lower weight classes. Any one of those little guys would fuck up Jake Paul. Interesting.
Correct. That is actual factual.
That's him.
Yeah. So it should replay again. But that's on his Instagram, and then he'll look at him.
Oh yeah, he's way thinner now. Wow. That's yeah. Oh yeah. No, look at these guys. Canelo, Bivol, Lomachenko would probably be
Triple G would fuck that guy up, dude. Oh my god, you kidding me? Yeah, of course. Canelo is so. I'm like so. I love Canelo, dude.
He's also one of those highlights where you watch him. There's that one fight where he's just like dodging everything, and you see him.
His defense is so incredible,
so good.
And there was one time like a couple of years ago where I was starting to try to lose weight, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll get into like
boxing,
jump roping, and blah blah. And there was a time where I was like, maybe I want to get into like not boxing, but just the training of like hitting the pads. Like I love the aesthetics of like hitting the pads and pop, and the combinations and the cardio that it builds and the muscle that it builds, right? So I'm trying to think, and I'm trying to put up videos. So I just put up videos of like guys doing pad work, right? It was just doing pad work. This is like 5 years ago now, and then I see this guy has a helmet on. He has the boxing helmet, and he's doing his pad work. And I'm like, this little white kid, and I'm like, fuck, if this kid could do it, I could probably do it. And then the guy takes off his fucking mask, and it's fucking Canelo Alvarez, and I'm like, oh
my god,
like,
yeah.
I was just watching the pound for pound greatest fighter maybe of all time, and I was like, oh yeah, I could do that. Like, no, you can't.
No, you can't. I also hate the videos that you see of people throwing punches so short, but the guy throwing the mitts is like hitting the fucking punches for. It's like, okay, but also. Like that's not gonna benefit anybody. I loved when I did martial arts and I did kickboxing and I was like training and I was doing like a lot of the Muay Thai stuff. That I loved that. It was so fun. I used to jump rope. That was the thing I did. Like when I was at my most fit, I was jumping rope for 45 minutes.
I'm still working on my 5 minutes. I'm still working at 5 minutes. I'm still working at 5 minutes. Like 5 minutes is hard, bro.
I start,
I haven't gone there. I'm like a minute and a half, 2 minutes. I'm not saying
I wouldn't mess up and I wouldn't stop, but I would be like consistently jumping rope until I mess up, and then I got to start again, and then I would stay out there for 45 minutes, man. And I remember when I used to live on Miami Beach, I would go out to there's like a deck that was out and behind my apartment on right by the water, and it felt like my own Rocky montage where it was like the ocean there. And I was like fucking jumping rope.
I'm afraid, okay? Yeah, you want me to say it? I'm afraid.
Yeah. In that spirit, old school picks. My old school pick for this week, I think we've already talked about it, is the Great White Hype, which I haven't even looked it up. It has Jeff Goldblum in it. It has Jamie Foxx in it. It has Damon Wayans in
Damon
it.
Wayans.
It has DB Sweeney, I think is his name. Who's the white guy? Who's the actual white guy boxer?
Oh, I gotta pull that up. I haven't seen it in a long time.
Yeah, but it's I'm recommending it just on the vibes alone because I remember that being like the Great White Hype. 1996. Samuel L. Jackson is the
Promoter.
The promoter. Yeah. Peter Berg is the guy. Peter Berg is the boxer. John Lovitz. Yeah, Damon Wayans. I'm in a shape around. Yeah, that's my old school pick.
So I'm gonna go. So I just watched that was my bathroom door closing by itself
because of the
fucking rocking is going so bad.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna go with I watched on Max they have a documentary on Spielberg with Spielberg, talking about Spielberg, his entire career, right? Very interesting, 2.5 hours long. It's a fucking long documentary, which I miss those because everything now is docuseries. Everything now is like episodic.
Right.
I'm like, just give me a fucking documentary, man. Just give me a long ass documentary and I'm down. Anyways, I digress. So in watching,
give me some smarts.
So in watching this documentary, I realized that first of all, he really is a good director. This
guy's pretty good.
You heard about this guy? You heard about this guy, Spielberg? You heard about this guy, Steven?
Yeah.
Stevie, as I like to call him.
Stevie Spielberg.
Yeah. So you realize that he puts a lot of himself in his movies without even knowing that he's doing that, right? And so some of these movies I've only seen once, and some of these movies, his movies, I've never even seen. I'm like, oh man, I realized I never seen that. So I am now watching Munich for the first time, and it is really good. And again, it's ridiculous to even say that because it's fucking Steven Spielberg. So like, really, but I'm watching Munich for the first time, and I'm gonna watch Schindler's List for the first time in like 30 years. And I saw that movie so often because when it came out, I was in high school. And like every teacher was like, great, we're going to watch this for, it's just like every period. I was like, oh, I'm watching this again.
Yeah,
but
for sure. That's
Munich is excellent. And I would like to point out the fact that in Munich, this is why, this is one of the parts of the woke culture that I hate is the whole, you got to get the actor that is actually that part. You know what I mean? So in Munich, the main star of the movie is Eric Bana, an Australian who's playing
Israeli,
from Israel, so a Mossad from Israel, and nobody gave a fuck. No. Nobody gave a fuck. I mean, I don't think
maybe some Israeli people did. We're like, hey, this is an Israeli actor.
I was gonna say,
Oded Fair's right over there.
But
the
also
dude from The Mummy, he's right over there. He could have done it.
Yeah, but also, what are you gonna argue with Steven Spielberg? You're gonna argue? You're gonna.
Well, one day he'll make something of himself, and then we'll really listen to him. I want to honorable mention. You're talking about fight movies. I can't. Every time people ask me, like
Only the Strong.
No, but that is a great old school pick. I will never not tell people if you want to watch one of the best fight movies of all time, Warrior. I can't.
The best. That's the best. That movie is so good. When people go, oh, like, what's your favorite Rocky? I'm like, yeah, let's talk. We could talk about Rocky all day. But also, have you watched Warrior? Because holy shit,
that movie is probably the best fight movie in my opinion. I think that is my favorite fight movie. I can't think of anything that's better than it in terms of like scope and scale, and then like the individual stories of both of the main fighters at the end. You don't know who to cheer for. You know, the Nick Nolte is amazing. Should have won a fucking Oscar.
Oh my god, he got snubbed for an Oscar.
This
is how good that movie is. Callen, what's his name? Brian Callen is one of the announcers. Yeah. And one of my favorite things is when they find out that in the movie they find out that these two guys are brothers, right? They meaning the announcers and the fight people, because they had different last names, they were raised by different parents.
Right.
and Brian Callen, being one of the announcers, go like, they're brothers or whatever, blah blah. The two in the main event are brothers, and when a fight's about to start, he says something, and I'm not quoting it directly, but it's been a few years since I've seen it. But he says, it's time to put the fine china away because the boys are about to go at it. Something to that effect.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And it's like, yeah. And if you
Such
grew
a
up
good
with
movie.
brothers, if you grew up with brothers,
That's
you
so she's gonna get
know.
knocked over, man.
That's
To put the stuff, breakable stuff away.
We're gonna fuck shit up here. Yeah.
For sure. Porcupine Jason, old school pick, 13 Days. Is that the Cuban Missile Crisis movie? With I don't know that which one that is. 13 Days.
And does it have chubby people?
Does it have chubby? 13 Days.
Yes, it is. I was about to say, does it have Kevin Costner in it? Yes, it has Kevin Costner.
That's the one.
Yeah.
What a good, relevant movie, Porcupine Jason. I hope this is not prophetic in some way, or maybe successful. It was successful, dodging the Cuban Missile Crisis. But yeah, what a good. That's actually a great movie.
I've never seen 13 Days. I've never seen 13 Days.
Yeah. Not enough people talk about it. It is fantastic. I love that movie. It's I've seen it a couple times. Yeah, it's great. Really, really good. I don't want to no spoilers, but it ends positively for some people. Thank you everybody for watching. Thank you everybody for liking, sharing, and subscribing. Thank you for, like Porcupine Jason, you could get in here in the comments and join in the show and talk boxing and Marvel movies and old school picks with us and whatever else is happening that day. Who knows? The news is kind of slow. You can follow me at Mike Mercadal. You can follow Nery Saenz. You can follow us at WuBro Pod on all social media platforms. Do us a favor. Please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing to this channel. And, post it, reshare, repost it. If whatever you see us post, just give it a share. Get some more people in here. The more people who watch, the more fun we have, the more fun you have. Nery, is there anything else? Anything you'd like to promote before we go?
No, I will be posting the video special of my last album.
The recording.
Which is actually longer because the album is like 40 minutes long and the video is like 56 minutes long, so it's a bit different. And I will be posting that. It's gonna be on YouTube, but I don't know when yet. It's gonna be like in a month, so maybe in a couple weeks actually. So maybe to be on the lookout for that. And then everything else, go to my website, whatwashisname.com. I'll be posting everything on there.
Dope. Everybody, thank you for watching. Nery.
That's how winning is done, my friends.
That's how winning is done.